All right, check. Welcome. If you're just joining us, this is BackYardBAnts. BackYardBAnts.
It's that good shit.
The number one comedy podcast in Toronto. Yes, I said it. Look it up.
Hey yo.
Fact check it. We can get to it any day. I go by the name Mr. Dre, and I'm your gracious host. Today, I'm not in my territory. I am not anywhere close to home. I am abroad. Yes, if I travel anywhere that is 1 or 2 hours, I'm abroad. I have left the country. I have definitely left the country. But, I'm in the city of Calgary, and I'm with some very, very cool cats. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to get to it. All right? So, from my left, please introduce yourself.
It's your girl Abby, aka Ladies Take Notes. What's good, guys?
So usually I have like I'll put it in effects. But usually but usually I have my but I'll put it in effects. And right beside Abby.
All right, hey. Y'all know who it is. This is Mel. One time, one hit wonder kind of thing. But we're back at it again. Hey.
All right, if you just joined us, like I said, Mel's a part of the team. She's part of the crew, Talkative, and the whole BackYardBAnts initiative. So thank you for having us, Mel. And last but not the least, the coolest kid in the block.
Why is he the coolest?
I mean, it's just how the synchronization is going now.
We don't understand it.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Femi here, Femi BG. I run Ikera Sound here in Calgary.
I
like the sound effects that you make.
I'm just used to it. I'm just used to it already.
Yeah. We're missing an element of.
It's working. Yeah. I like it.
So I'm in Calgary. First of all, it's a great city, by the way. So I love your city. First of all, I love the city. I mean, I could do without the snow, but it is.
Me, I'm from Toronto. Just putting
you
it out
live
there.
Here.
You'll be fine.
Leave Toronto alone.
So we love your city, guys.
Girl,
We love your city.
You've been here for too long. You're from Calgary.
We love your city, guys.
Anyways, how you guys doing? How's your week been?
Good. It's been pretty busy.
Right.
I slept the entire day yesterday because I haven't been sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're well rested, ready to go again. It's been lit.
That's good. Mel, how about you? How's your week been?
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
Busy. And going back again to be a busy week, but
Gotcha. Femi, Baguette.
My chief.
How's your week been?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, up and down. We'll keep it moving,
That's good. Before we get into the shits, I just want to kind of let everybody just go around and just say the things that they do in terms of their hustle and all that, so that people can actually know that. Like, I love it when I get into a room and I'm just floored by the people in the room because of the things that they do, their side hustles and all that. Like, behind the camera, we have Lola, who's, taking pictures. Shout out to Lola. We've also got Shadi in the background, who's, I don't know. What is it that you're doing, fam? Usually we have a fact checker, so she's going to be fact checking for us if you've got anything to fact check. But, and I'm just in the room with a lot of talent, but I'm going to let them just sort of say what they do and what they're about. I mean, if you're from Calgary and you're just listening to this for the first time, I'm a comic, entertainer, and content creator, I think. And then we can go from there.
No, not you think. Own it. Own it.
I guess.
You know.
I am.
Period.
I am. All right, Abby.
I am a full-time content creator. You can find me at Ladies Take Notes on Instagram and YouTube, and my website, ladiestakenotes.com. And we're all about inspiring confidence in people through fashion, beauty, and lifestyle.
Wow. Wow. It's like all of those bios that you've already put to your head everywhere you go.
Pretty much.
You know that's what you're saying when you get there.
I have it written down somewhere. I've said it so many times that I know. It's my elevator pitch.
That's crazy. I don't have one. I have to work on that. Like, every time I go to
I'll give you pointers.
It is what it is.
I need some pointers too, to be honest.
Most definitely, man. Every time you see somebody, the narrative changes. It's like either you start with like I'm a comic or you start with an entertainer. The rest of the vibe. Mel.
I don't like sitting in this spot. I'm just gonna say that now because, like, can we come back to me or something? I don't know. All right. Well, y'all know I'm an accountant. The accountant. That's it.
That's not it. You know that, right?
That's it.
All right, we'll just keep it pushing before we strike a nerve. Femi.
So, anyways, let me just be straightforward. It's not going to sound as good as I'm doing. But so I host events in the city here.
Yep.
from comedy,
right,
to live music,
right,
to parties, and with the pandemic now, things have changed a lot. So we're doing more online events.
right.
So we're still evolving and keeping things going that way too.
Every single event is a banger, by the way, guys.
And I think he's on selling the platform. Like Akara Sound, we have this conversation already. Akara Sound is doing something that a lot of cool cats are not doing in Canada, period. And I'm just gonna say that on air and
Thanks,
live.
Really
like keep it up, man. Keep it up, man.
Thank
like people are, don't know people are watching, but just keep it up, my brother. Keep it up, my brother.
My head will bust.
I hope you bought extra head room. All right. So for this episode, I wanted to just sort of, go around the room and have a conversation about just being that we are all creators and side hustlers. I want to sort of just go around the room and we're going to do a couple of firsts and just, have a conversation and see how far we can take it. Now, I know I did send you guys a snapshot of what we might be talking about, but trust Dre to kind of like always deviate from the plan just a little bit. So I wanted to kind of just start off since we're all content creators. I want to kind of go around the room and see what was your first side hustle before what you're doing right now, your first side hustle. I can start since I posed the question. My first side hustle actually was throwing parties. It's always been throwing parties. So I think way back in 2008, in grade 11. So if you're in Nigeria, it's called SS. It was in grade 12. So it was grade 12. So it's SS3. It was after WAEC. So we threw a party, right? But we couldn't leave school. So we had to.
How did you pull this off?
Now they can't punish me. But back then, what we were doing was scaling the fence, right? To go and do all the bookings and all that. So we couldn't leave school. So we had to scale fence. So scaling fence is you jump the fence in school.
So what was your scale fence technique? Was it the one,
bro,
two?
One, two.
Yeah,
and I got to a point where we had holes in the blocks. So pop, you're off. And fun fact, so because there's like a general area in the school where you jump the fence, there are people who sort of patrol that area who are like thugs outside of the compound. So once you sight the thug, so what we do usually, we hail the Okada, we'll stop your Okada from far. Once you jump and you touch the ground, you are running. You are.
Wow.
So anyways, we jump the fence and then hail to the bike. But anyways, so we're throwing a party for like an end of year party because we didn't like I schooled in the north. We're not like all these like posh schools in Lagos that have like prom nights. We didn't have prom night. We threw our own prom night kind of thing. So we planned it, sold tickets, like it was 2,000 naira then for tickets and all that stuff. But the fun fact was how we had to get the girls out of school. Girls don't jump the fence. No. We had to get them to jump the fence.
Wow. And they did?
Yes.
Deep. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. How did you teach them? Like, you go here. It's easy. I promise you.
Follow my lead. But at that point in time, we had to settle the thugs because there's no way we'd jump.
I mean, the girl runs.
We had to settle the thugs.
Stop it.
But that was my first side hustle. My first big side hustle where I was throwing parties, and it was successful. It was in Kaduna at the time, and Kaduna doesn't see a lot of parties at that point. They didn't see a lot of parties at that time, so it was just good to have that sort of vibe. But yeah, that was my first side hustle. Abigail, how about you?
I've always liked to call myself the general manager of my father's bank account.
Jeez.
So that was my first side hustle. You know what I'm saying? But no, my first official side hustle was Ladies Take Notes.
Really?
It was just it wasn't something that became a money maker because I set out to make it that. It was just, I liked outfits. I liked putting things together. And I would always walk into English class with this. My teacher would always be like, where are you going? That was what my outfits looked like. And so I started posting it.
Right.
And then it wasn't until I was paid for my first gig and I was like, wow, okay, people are willing to pay me for my opinion. Okay, we can do something with this.
That's
but
dope.
This has been my first love.
Really
That's been it.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Mel. Don't say you're the general manager. We're doing an accountant, so don't just give us you're the manager of your father's.
Nah. So before, obviously, I found my calling to money.
I love that.
I love food. I love feeding people.
Right.
So M&M Catering, if you know, That was kind of like my first side hustle.
I'm gonna interject and say the reason why I love M&M catering
God.
was because the food was great. That's one, but the cost. You're dealing direct with the wholesaler, so the cost of feeding was very low at that point in time. Now we have to outsource. We have to outsource to different people, and now the price. Can you guys come back?
Yeah, so what we kind of did was we cooked for events in Toronto, and also cooked for like students, you know, like meal plans and all that good stuff. It was fun times, but it was hard.
In that note, to also add, I was an Uber driver because I was delivering the food.
Yes.
To
Look
those
at
people.
that.
Yes,
Entrepreneurship
yes.
at its finest.
Right?
That's
Outsourcing
wonderful.
my needs.
I would have been a loyal customer.
Yeah, I got my mom to like ship shit from Nigeria to me.
Wow,
like,
look
yo,
at that. A whole
girl.
enterprise.
Oh,
We love to see
Yeah,
it.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Femi, what about you?
You know, this actually just made me really think. You know, and looking back, I actually used to like flip clothing. So like I'll buy stuff and then sell it. This was even back in Nigeria, like SS2, SS3. You know, I might find some really cool kicks and then flip it.
That's interesting.
That's
Damn.
really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it really made me think. I'm like, damn, wow, that's such a lot.
Like, how did you get to that point? Like, did you just feel like people like what you wore, so you're gonna sell it,
Yeah,
or like
like-
what happened?
Pretty much. I'm like, these are really cool. I haven't seen anyone else with it. So you have something that's exclusive. You know, there's value when you have something that's rare. And
Yeah.
it's nice. You don't, as kids back then, in like the 2000s, early 2000s, there wasn't a lot of stuff that you would find. So if you could find something that was rare, of course, you could flip it.
Drip, you stunt on them.
Yeah, we try it.
So wait, were you buying shit from like Nigeria, or like
Yeah,
did you get
in
shit?
Nigeria.
Oh
So I
damn.
was out
Okay,
there
look
moving
at you.
crazy in Lagos, everywhere you find things in the places you would least expect.
Right.
Balogo Market.
Yeah,
No, that's already a fact. Balogo
Yeah.
Market is where you find everything good.
What? You guys have this thing now. And it's legit too. It's like,
And I think it was over at that point where everyone wanted to have something that nobody had.
Yeah.
So it made
Exactly.
more sense to be in that business. But that's really just cool to just see how, as Black people, we're just like always trying to find go-getters. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to do things that are pushing, you know, ourselves and our brands and all that. And that's just kind of like shown in each and everybody's, you know, whatever it is they're doing right now. I just want to just comment on something. So I don't know if you guys, by the way, follow Ladies Take Notes, but I was looking on her page and then I saw a post where she said she said something about like, should I change from my dark theme, from my winter theme to my summer theme? I didn't know that she actually planned where it's like, if you go through her pages right now, it goes from warm to cold.
Y'all
Through the
don't know
pictures.
that people just say, isn't being an influencer just looking pretty in front of the camera? I'm laughing at them. You guys know nothing about what goes into it. It's just, yeah. So I had a cold theme and then a warm theme. I was trying it out, but the cold theme wasn't working with my skin tone. It wasn't editing the way I wanted it to. So I asked the people, should I go back? And they were like, please.
Really?
So we're going back now.
But that's crazy that's a thing. Like, I'm glad I'm just doing comedy, man.
Yeah, because if you do anyhow, nobody will want to collaborate with you. You don't get any money.
What?
That's one of the first things they look at. They look at your bio, what it says.
Right.
They look at your engagement, and they look at, is your feed aesthetically pleasing?
Wow. Sheesh.
That's the difference between $40 and $400.
That's a lot of
She
work.
just gave game
Damn.
right now, yo. She just gave game right now. That's crazy.
notes, people.
Yeah.
These are those ladies. Everybody take notes. Everybody take note. Take note.
On notes right now.
All right, so I wanted to kind of just like next question we'll kind of go around is what was the first item or product or service you bought that went towards like your service right now? So ladies take note, like what was the first material or product that you bought that you started to use to, you know, put your brand together and put it out there?
Clothes have always been essential, but the first real piece of tech was a ring light, because there's a lot you can do with your phone where you don't need a camera yet. And it wasn't until I got way later in the process, really recently, that I bought a camera. But the ring light was the most important, because even at night, I might still need to film. So lighting is super important. They have to see you to watch your video and be interested, right?
Right. No, you're definitely right. Light is very important, man. Like just like when you go to all these events and like you go with we go with people and the next thing, like as soon as the lighting is good, Baba, they're leaving you to go and, oh, light is good, man. or you're like a video shoot or something, and the models forget that they're actually paid to be there to be at the shoot, and they're like, oh, light.
Selfies.
That's crazy.
There's just something about when the light hits you right, when your highlight is shimmering, the gloss is glossing, everything is looking on point. You know, lighting is important. It's very important.
No doubt, man. Like, no doubt. Femi, what about you?
Me, I bought a DJ controller.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, can you remember how much you spent on that DJ controller?
Oh, yeah.
How much?
It was $1,000.
What?
You remember still?
What year?
Oh, of course. This was like 2.5 years ago.
So, Femi, how long have you been? How long have you been DJing?
I started DJing only 2 years ago. So here's
Get out of here. Hold on.
I started out doing events before DJing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So normally, me, I'm a streets guy. I'm always out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of my friends are DJs.
Right.
A lot of my friends. I'm always around these guys every day. I'm like, man, maybe I should get into it. Actually, I made up my mind one night when my friend was now showing me what she was really doing. Right. I'm like, I do that in my head every single time. Right there and there, I had made up my mind. I'm like, I'm doing this. So I actually asked my friend to borrow me his equipment the first time. Right? And then someone else gave me music.
Right.
You know, someone else listened to me play and like show me the ropes and all of that good stuff. But yeah, it was DJ equipment. It's quite expensive.
It is. It does run up. It does run up when you...
You know, I was kind of strategic because in 2018, we did the daytime gig at Broken City, right? And it was fantastic. I'm like, okay, we're not going to do it again till next year. So I had to go. I had a date to be ready, you know, for the next year. So I got a controller, started practicing with a bunch of people and everything. So when the year hit, I was ready. I was fully... If you're like I myself, I was surprised at how well I did. People would have never imagined that was actually my first event.
That's crazy.
Know?
I'm shocked listening to this too.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
that year
away.
I came out every single time I saw a flyer.
Right.
You feel me? And I don't go out. I stay in my house.
Right.
But as soon as I saw one, I'm like, whenever you go there, you're going to expect a good time, good music, good everything. So that's amazing. I didn't know that was even your first event. Props to you.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
Damn.
The one thing I'm taking away from your story is how supportive your friends were, because your friends are all DJs, and then you are like, okay, I want to do what you're doing.
I'm like their little baby. I'm not even kidding you.
I don't think we got that kind of support in Toronto.
I mean,
really?
I'm just.
I mean,
no shade, Toronto, but
we do to an extent. Like we do. I love who don't tell the story.
See,
He's
like
we do to an extent, because I do know that people have helped me out in certain ways. And that's not to say there are people who don't do it, but I feel like also because the thing I'm gonna say is that Calgary is smaller. The community is smaller, so Toronto is bigger. So I feel like the community here can come together real quick and real fast behind you. But that's not to say it shouldn't. I don't know.
No. I know, because Calgary is smaller, I would expect like more competition, right? No one wants a new guy popping up and taking their business. Like, you don't have that much people. But in Toronto, we're like, we have 4 parties in one night, and all 4 parties are full.
Wow.
Like, sold out full. That's how much people are in Toronto, but the support is just not there. Like, if you're a new DJ, new event planner, it's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing in my scene? Like, get the fuck out of here. So like, damn, like, good on your friends, good on your community for backing you up.
It's a mix of where you are and your industry, because for me it's the opposite. Like, as an influencer, I have way more influencer friends in Toronto and Vancouver than here. Because it is more competitive here, because it is a smaller city here. So I feel like it really depends. And some people just have good friends, you know?
That's true.
Other people
really
may have
friends.
terrible friends. I feel like it depends on a lot of things.
Well, when it comes to Toronto, I'm just going to plead the fifth. I am going back home.
Dre, you can stay here. We'll take you and you can stay.
We'll convert you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. Let me digress a little bit. Okay, so we've started with. So Mel, I didn't come to you. So what's the first? Like, was it a spoon?
For my side hustle,
Right.
No, equipment
Or first big purchase that you made.
Like a giant pod.
Wow, I don't know, because I just use my mom's shit, but I don't know. I would say maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'll go with a giant pot because I mean, you need a pot to cook, right? But I don't think that was it. But yeah, I'll go with that.
I want to say like maybe a big calculator because you also do taxes, right? You start like
That's what I mean. Like, are you talking about my first hustle? Are you talking about like down the road? Like,
whatever you want to put at.
Okay, then I'll say like a laptop, like a proper laptop, because I went to a university where they gave us laptops in Toronto. So obviously,
Give you laptops?
Yeah. I went to a university where it's called.
Did they like give it to you, you have to return it back?
No. So they give it to you as part of your tuition, and then at the end of your 4 years, you pay $1 and you get it.
Why do they need the $1?
You know what? We'll give them the $1. It's okay. It's all good. And it was a pretty good laptop.
My tuition, bruh. Okay,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty dope deal. So unfortunately, I graduated and I broke the laptop. So I had to.
Sorry.
So I guess my first big investment was like another laptop for my tax business.
Right.
Dre, what about you? What would you say was your first big investment?
You know, things I've done so many things. I'm gonna say my so I also do video editing. I shoot videos.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I think it will be my iMac. I remember going there and I didn't pay for
It sounds like there's a story here.
I went to the back store. I couldn't tap my card. I had to give someone to pay to swipe it for me. I'm like, nah, just you get it, right? You get it. Bro, we're talking like 2,000 plus ish right there, bro.
Wow.
And it was funny because after he bought, because I was at someone he gave the card to tap.
Right. Oh, you had one.
After he bought it, you expect that he would be so happy. Nah, this man was not happy. This man was sad. Like he carried the box out of the store so sad. Like
He felt it in his soul.
Did someone force you to buy this shit? Why are you so sad?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I think that would be mine if I had to. That was like my first big purchase. Yeah, and I still use it to today.
Wow.
Yeah. So my next question will be your first like booking. First booking, like how was it? Like, was it what you expected? Like, what was the experience like? Like, what did you gain from that? I think I can go first while everybody's kind of thinking about theirs. My first booking was in 2000 and let me do official booking. Let me not do an official booking because official bookings
That's how the cops get you.
No, it's not from that. It's just like my first ever booking was through a friend, right? I did her. I think I've told the story before. I think I did her 25th birthday party, Erica, and I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. To be quite honest, like she just said, "Hey, you sound like you're funny." I'm like, yeah, I think so.
You're a jester.
Yeah, exactly. And then so she was like, I'm doing a birthday party. I have friends coming, so she wanted me to host a birthday party. I did it, and that's kind of like where the journey started for me. But I think if I want to really tell, like my first booking will have to be University of Waterloo. I did their cultural show, and that was the first event where the thing about me is like my first booking, and I thought I was gonna go all out, so I packed like 5 outfits to change. Like every time they had like a change of like I went in, I had like 5 different outfits, and at the time I was hosting with my brother MC Ebon, so I was looking up to him. So I felt like I had to come and kill it, like do it. And to be quite honest, it was a great show. It was one of my best shows ever. Don't get me wrong, but since then I've refused to change ever again. I always have that fight. Like every time I go to an event, I want to wear one outfit. Like I don't like, they're not paying me enough to change multiple times. Like
is it your event? I don't understand why you're changing.
Because the budget for clothes is different, bro.
No, like yeah.
So so that's one thing I'm thinking for me. I never like to change like for multiple, like because event hosts will like bring 3 clothes. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm bringing one.
So I'll charge extra.
I mean, we could do that route, but I don't have the, like you, like when you do like when you're doing Ladies Take Notes, I don't like dressing up. Like I don't like dressing up. Like I'm Adam and Eve.
What?
I'm Adam and Eve right here with you, yo. But no, that's one thing. It was a great event. I think that propelled me to do more things after that. But yeah, that's it for me. How about you, Abigail?
My first gig was a building company. They were building homes, and they wanted me to come to their show home to take some pictures, some lifestyle pictures, and then talk about it on Instagram. and it was literally only for $40, but this was at the very beginning, and I was so stoked. I brought the same thing, like 17 different outfits. I was like, we need to make sure we get every single shot.
Right.
I dragged a photographer friend with me, and it was the most exciting thing that somebody was willing to pay me to be somewhere and to advertise something. And I feel like that's when I was like, okay, I feel like we can do something with this.
Right.
Because before then, it was just literally taking pictures of my outfits and just sharing tips. So that was a big change for me. So it wasn't about the money, but then it became about the money.
Right after that, you know what I'm saying? If I could make $40 and I could make $400, you know what I'm saying? But that's crazy just to know that your brand can actually, like, it's multifaceted. Like, you can do different things with your brand. Like, that's what I'm just like, we're like a building company, a home company. I'm like, how does that even mix? But it's great to know that your brand can.
I mean, when you're an influencer, you're also a psychologist, you're a marketer, because you're thinking about how products will make people feel, and that factors into when you post, how you make. You wear a lot of hats, so it's something I really enjoy.
That's crazy. I think we need to change the tag from influencer to something else. Like, I think we need to change the tag to something else. It's quite broad at this point. Exactly. Mel, what about you? First booking gig, first customer you dealt with?
I guess my first big proper like booking, I would say, would be with ASA in UIT.
Right.
I mean, I had an in because my friend was the president, so I'm like, yo, y'all are having a cultural show, like,
your net worth.
Like, you better be booking me. So yeah, I cooked for, I think it was 300 people.
Wow.
Right.
It was pretty fun. It was good. It was good times. I enjoyed it. Everyone loved the food. Good feedback, good comments, and then I got booked again for the next year. So that was amazing.
Return client. That's good. That's good. Femi, what about you?
Mine is actually a bit in reverse. I never, like, so when I started out, right, I reached out. So I wasn't just a DJ and they're like, hey, that's the guy. No, I reached out. I got my own gigs. So the way I started out was I reached out to venues. Right. Rather than sitting down waiting for gigs, I do my own gigs. You know, so, but you also have to have an approach, right, with the venues, right?
Right.
For me, with every event, it's like, it's a triple win. It has to be a triple win. If not, it's not going to go well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that right away. One, the venue has to make money.
Right.
They have to make good money.
Good.
So that they'll have you again the next time, the second time. So they'll be the ones reaching out. It's like, how far now? Like, it's been a long time we've seen you.
You don't come again.
Yeah, you know, we could, you know, what are you thinking? What are you doing next month? You know, maybe we could.
I've got a few dates.
Yeah, I got a few dates for you. You know, so for me, the venue has to do well. Everything has to go well. The crowd, the people attending have to have a good time. Right? And then I myself and the other DJs have to have a good time. Right. So I actually started out pretty much what you call a promoter, but I don't like that word promoter. I don't know why. I don't like that word promoter.
It's like influencer.
Event connoisseur.
For me, it's more like a curator, right? It's
okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
It says by curator, right? Like, so for me,
I like that word.
Thank you. It's more like curating art, right?
Right.
And people have to have a good time.
Right.
So getting into it wasn't even like for the bag, to be honest. I'm like, that if you have something good, if you have a good product, the money will come.
Yeah.
You know? So I used to reach out. I reached out to the first venue. I was at an event and I'm like, wow. I just had this vision. I'm like, this is it. This thing here is it. And then my guys were the DJs that worked there. And they trusted me enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, we'll give you this time slot and you do whatever you want. I was shocked. I was like, all right. And I never looked back after that. And that gave me the confidence to reach out to everywhere in the city. Everywhere. They might say no or they might say whatever, but eventually most of them would still say, yeah, let's try this. They can look at, like, you know, the portfolio of work that's happening. Like, okay, yeah, you know, let's do it. So was good though. It was good still.
That's good. That's good.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
But I think I'm gonna also say I was a events curator because I started with events as well. I used to do events. I did events from 2012. I mean, I still do them now, but not as much as I did back then. Like, we had this whole project we called the Rouge Affair. It was an award show.
I was literally thinking about that.
Right. So we did that
as
from
he was talking.
we did that from 2012 to 2015.
Nice.
So what we did was we had performers coming from the diaspora.
Oh wow.
And we put on a show. We did like an awards community voting system. Like,
What
we
was
had
it called again?
the Rouge Affair.
The Rouge
I
Affair.
think I heard about
You
this.
probably
Hey,
did.
Sounds
That was
amazing.
yo.
Our life
Yeah.
is
Dope.
made.
Yeah. So
Mad.
and I think it got really big to a point where I was like, okay, I can't keep it going, because obviously the funding was one thing we didn't have. We was done all internally, but it's probably one of my greatest. Like, and I had that thing, that the three things you said. I made sure that the performers had. So the performers, that's still probably one of their best events ever that they performed at. Just because the arts is very important, the style, aesthetic, pleasing people. That was something I was really, out for. Like, I was like, okay, you're not just getting the venue, we're getting the package that comes with the effects and all that kind of stuff. So that was that, making sure the guests, even if it's two people that come out, making sure they have the best time ever.
Shit.
So that was just really one of my things. And I don't see a lot of that anymore, to be quite honest, but that's a different story for another day. But when you said that whole thing, it just made me just go back down memory lane a little bit and talk about that. And that's what kind of just made me have the connects that I have and put me in different rooms. But the one thing I don't like is like exactly when you said, come around, let's do this again. That's why I don't like going to the clubs, because they're like, they'll give you a drink, give you 2 drinks for free. And I'm like, when I come in again, I'm like, Baba, please. Please. Yeah, it happened like over Christmas. Some guy was like, yo, when I have a few dates, I'm like, bruh.
And it's funny because, first of all, to get those venues, you kind of have to like lie about how like, no, I've done like 10 events. Yeah, like I had like 1,000 people. Like, no, I'm good. And they're looking at you with one eye like, bro, are you sure?
But I mean, yes, you're right. But I think when you did that for like the first few events, after that we had like a portfolio. Like everything was learned on the fly for me. Like having a portfolio, having an EP key, like package to send out to like businesses and all that. But yeah, the first time, you gotta lie.
You have to fake it till you make it.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
Here in Calgary, right? It like it's a bit different. People like to meet you in person, especially dealing with venues. You send them an email. That email is going to rot. No one's gonna open it.
But that's the opposite in Toronto. Back then though, that was what it was. I remember because like we used to go see the venues, but now it's like nobody's picking up the phone.
Wow.
It's email, bro.
No one's there.
No
like
one's
you
there.
would drive to the venue, and we
we
lived about 45 minutes away from like Toronto core.
Yeah.
So we would drive 45 minutes to Toronto to go see this venue, and no one's there.
Oh,
And they're gonna be like, yeah, email us. It's like,
try.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's changing Toronto now. The dynamics is emailed and then you book it, and that's if you can book it, because a lot of venues can't be booked, But that's a different story for another day.
So I'm gonna flip it because obviously we're doing first of greats.
Right.
So I'm gonna say, what was your first like flop or failure?
Let me just go first and get it done with.
And what did you learn from it, and how did you make you better?
Let me just
now?
go first and they'll be done with it. So hosting it's a passion for me. I love it, and I always welcome any opportunity. So I'm going to start with saying not every opportunity is meant for you just yet. That's what I'm going to say now. What's that saying? They say preparation meets opportunity. I was not prepared for this opportunity. Let me just start with that. So I had a booking in Winnipeg, my first abroad gig, because anyway you fly. Anyways, I had a booking in Winnipeg, and so we got to the show, and this show was more than what I expected. Like, it was done like an amphitheater.
Wow.
Like, it was so big. Like, it was done by an African Student Association, but it was done in the most grandest of manners. And I'm not going to try and defend myself, but I was ready to an extent. Then they threw a co-host at me, which I wasn't ready for. I was just ready to do the show by myself. And I had to create a chemistry with the co-host. Now, her energy was different from mine. Long story short, the show flopped. I got booed on stage.
Try.
Drew, what's you gonna do?
I got booed on stage.
That's rough.
Sorry.
I got
That's so
booed on
rough.
stage. But let me end on a good note. In what year did we go back? I went back to Winnipeg a couple years after, and I went there with revenge.
You remember?
I went back with revenge. They had a great time. I went back for a show with Bobby and Kenny Black, the comedy show. I had a great time. I killed it. I had my revenge. I'm happy now. But that year,
What year was this, to be exact?
no, we'll leave the year. We'll leave the year.
Okay,
God.
so I was in the audience for that show.
God.
I don't think it was your fault. I think people were not necessarily mad at you, the host. They were mad at like the event. Like it wasn't organized properly. Like the food was not there on time. We had waited like 2 hours for the show to start. So people were just annoyed. And of course, unfortunately, the MCs always get the rotten end of the deal. So
You know how
like
you're backstage, right? And then you're on Twitter just like looking at the hashtag of the event, and then you see someone like, guys, let's boo this guy. I saw the tweet.
They planned it.
I'm not going out though.
I saw the tweet, but I had to get back on stage.
I
No.
like tweeted back at them like, you can see on your tweet.
Yo, after the show, they're like, after party, I was like, no, bro. I'm going home.
I said no,
I'm
bro.
going home.
Deep.
Yeah, but that's mine. That's mine.
Oof.
Abigail, do you have any?
I'm also a stylist, so my first fail comes from there.
Right.
It was the very first client I ever had, and she's someone I worked for. She has a makeup academy here, and we've had a collaboration together, and we have a good working relationship. But then she flipped it to a more personal one, and she wanted me to style her for an event. And so that terrified me because I'm very confident in my style and telling you what to do, but from afar. When you asked me to come and style you specifically for an event, my insecurities came up and I was like, I can't do this. But I tried. And we were able to agree on this really, really nice outfit. She looked amazing. And then I found out this blazer, which was the star of the show, doesn't ship to Canada. Not Calgary, Canada. So I'm like, okay, usually my way around this is my parents live in Houston. I'll ship it to them. They'll bring it to me.
Right.
I'm like, okay. So I let her know of that. That's the first disappointment. The second disappointment, it's a pre-order item. So I'm not getting it till November.
Oh.
And the event was in July.
Heartbreak.
So I had to go back to this lady and tell her that this is not going to happen. Here are 15 more outfit options. I came up with a whole bunch. They were not as good as this blazer. This blazer was chef's kiss. And it was just a massive disappointment. And eventually she just went to Saks and she bought a dress and we just left it there quietly.
Oh.
So it taught me again, before you bring something to a client, you check everything. You check if it can ship to you where you are. You check if it's a pre-order item. Those are all things I learned firsthand, and it was very embarrassing, but we learned from it. We're better now. I don't like talking about it, but yeah.
I mean, at least you had 15 more options.
No, man, it was. But you know when they're not the same, when you find the one, and
Right.
that just wasn't it.
definitely understand.
It hurt my soul because she would have looked radiant in this blazer. But yeah. It's life.
Cool. That's cool. Mel.
So, I mean, leaving my cooking and the money, I guess we're also part of, Team 360 and now Talkative. And I guess I would say like the first, I'm surprised you didn't talk about this because this is like your biggest heartbreak. But I guess the first like fail, which in my opinion turned really good, was we had this one show one time where we were going to bring Chifobi and Foxy P.
Oh, man.
And
I have too many fails.
Oh, Dre.
this guy.
I have
Hold on.
Please tell us.
So like we got the mad venue. I cooked. M&M Catering came through. Like everything was set. People were excited. We had people flying from
First of all, I
Detroit.
had sold out. The event was sold out. That's my first sold out. Can you imagine my first sold out event?
Was sold out. People were lining up. Like
God.
like it was
In February.
perfect. Like perfect. I hadn't slept for like 2 days, cooking, planning their flights, all this shit. Now, as you know, Canada, February is our coldest month. Just disaster. All right. So the day before the show, they're supposed to come in. And what even happened again?
They didn't make it.
Yeah, I think they both missed their flight that day.
Missed their flight.
So they both missed their flight that day. But, they called me right up like, you know what, we're sorry this happened. I have to work. I had an event, whatever. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, our flight's at 6 a.m. We'll make it. We promise. Just, we booked the flight. So I rebooked the flight, obviously paid, change of flight, paid money. But I was fine. I was like, you know what, at this point, I will pay whatever. The point is you just have to get, I will drive you down if I have to. All right, so the next day, 6 a.m. comes. I'm calling these guys like, hey, did you make your flight? Did you make your flight? Nothing.
My chest.
They call me. They're like, you know what? We missed this one, but there's another one at one. Hey, it's over. It's over.
My heart is even tightening as I'm hearing this story again.
I'm sitting there. I had already given up. I'm like, Dre, like, we're done. Like, fuck this. And he was all like, no. Like, they're good. They'll come. Like, don't worry. They'll come. I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
This is around like 4 p.m. Doors open at 6, 7.
6.
Yeah.
Yes. So now the plan was they were supposed to catch a flight at 5 p.m. that would land in Toronto at 7 p.m. and then we were
to the venue.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the
Straight to
airport,
the
straight to the exactly. Like we had like the way I guess these comedy shows work is you have like openers, so you have people to like stall. So they weren't really supposed to be on stage till about 10 p.m. So we're like, okay, we got time. It's cool as long as they make their flight. So 4 p.m. comes around. They didn't call me nothing. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they're in the flight. So,
right.
I'm there preparing the food, getting everything ready. 7 p.m. landing time. Obviously, we're blowing up their phone like, what the fuck? Oh, the flight got canceled. Because in Toronto, there was a massive snowstorm.
Oh my God.
So they couldn't fly. Like, they just couldn't fly.
Hearing this.
So now we have, how many people?
Say.
Like, I'll say like 500, 400?
400 people.
400 people. We have 400 people in the audience, seated, ready. Everyone was early. Africans were early for a show.
God.
We had people flew in from Detroit.
Right. I have goosebumps. Oh my God.
Like we had people from like the
God.
States. Oh my God. Okay, no, that's fine. And they're like, yeah, the flight's canceled, done. And they're like, we're sorry. What should we do?
You should teleport here. What should you do?
You know the worst part? I had to go tell the story. I had to go break the news.
Man.
Wait, before we get there, so obviously with the team, we're like, okay, guys, like, what do we do? Like, backup plan, like, what's going on? This man over here disappears.
Oh my God.
Yeah, disappears. I find him in a room, dark room, just sitting by the corner, just like panic. I'm just like, Dre, this is not the time. Like,
Oh my God.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get yourself up. You gotta. He's like, nope, life is over.
said no.
No. Man.
How do you say no at that point?
No. And my MCs know what's going on, and they're like, Mel, like, what do we do? Where's Dre? I'm like, I'm dealing with a panic attack here. Like, you're asking me all these questions. I'm like, I don't know. Tell fucking jokes. Do something. I don't know. Anyways, so
Shout out to Cass, by the way, man. Yeah, Cass was holding it down. He's in the UK right now. He held it down while I was
gone. So anyways, as God will have it, we had CEO dancers in Toronto at the same time. They came for a different show.
Yeah, so we were in Ottawa with them the 2 days before.
Yeah, 2 days
that.
before we were in Ottawa with them.
Our show's on Sunday, so we were in Ottawa on Friday. Then we drove down after the show. So
yeah, and our friend was kind of the one who brought CEO dancers.
Nice.
So I'm like, you know what? Like, this is our only hope. We have to get something as big. So I call my friend. I'm like, listen, I don't care how much. Like, let's not even talk about price right now. Just bring the girls down here. This is what's happening. Like, fix it. These girls, like, I owe them.
They pulled up.
They pulled up.
They give y'all a show.
Out of nowhere.
Shit.
Like, we didn't even have like a changing room, nothing. They changed in some nasty bathroom, put on all their glitters and all their stickers. Obviously, after he told them Chief B's not coming, blah blah blah. Toronto people very aggressive. We're like, but we have CEO dancers. If you want to leave, we'll refund you. If you want to stay, cool, whatever. The food was dope, so people stayed. Yeah, and then CEO dancers came through, did their thing. And like to me, like it was a fail that turned into like a success at the end of the day.
I mean, there's a lot of blessings that comes with that because I and Fox P now we're like brothers. Like we talk like
He better be fucking old us.
we talk a lot. We still talk about that situation till today. Like,
Man, that's crazy.
My question is, what was going through your head in that dark room?
what she's not telling you is that I cried. She's not telling you guys I cried.
I was trying to save you.
No. There's no producer there. You already put me in the dark room. just tell them I cried. No, I cried. And my support system was there for me. So it was they're not in the business anymore, but there was he's Black Pill Entertainment who was there. Like he held me like, bro, you can't cry, man. Everybody's waiting for you. I'm like, but I honestly I think I was just blacked out because I couldn't think because I was sort of like the leader, so I couldn't like lose hope. I had to be the one who was carrying all hope. When everybody had lost hope, I should be the guy. So because like I was on the phone with Fox P, everybody was just waiting around to hear what I was saying. I was like, yo, bro, man, like, what do you want me to do? It's like, Fox P like, one day, there's nothing we can do.
I'm dead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he hung up on me. Like, I couldn't hang up. I for some reason,
I still haven't forgiven him.
No, you have. No,
He owes me. That's it.
yeah, but
Wow,
yeah.
I don't even
But, like,
know how to.
You see the thing, right? With the stuff dealing with that, I felt like that has made you guys so much more stronger to any.
Let me
BS
tell you
that came
now.
after that.
Oh my God! Now, if we're bringing someone, you're there 2 days before.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
was about to.
When I write the contract, I actually put in there: if you miss your flight, I don't give a fuck what happens. Snow is falling, the plane is falling. You're paying me back.
I am brimstone.
Listen, act of God, I don't care. You're paying me back plus damages. Like, don't even fuck with me no more.
Period.
Like, that's it.
Period.
Dude, you
I
have to
like
be there
that, I
2
like
days
that.
before. Like, I don't care. I'll pay your 2 days hotel.
My
I'll feed you
God.
for 2 days, but you got to be there 2 days before. We're not playing anymore. So yeah, that's my own. I'm just like, listen,
Honestly, that's the best. Honestly,
life goes on, but precautions.
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
reeling. I have goosebumps. I'm like, how do I even?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It was a great day.
Pharaoh, what about you?
You know what's funny? Like, I blocked this out of my head so much. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I don't even remember that it even happened. I'm like, I'm not even a joke. I haven't thought about this in at least 10 years. It's from like 2008, right?
Right.
I'm not even kidding you. It's like I haven't thought about it since then. I just blocked it out completely. I'm like,
It's a coping mechanism.
It is.
and
Your
it worked.
brain blocks out trauma.
It's
It's
been so
true.
long now. I can look back and be like,
Fun times.
okay, fun time.
Did it really happen?
It was okay, you know. We learned from it. So I had actually, I'm legit serious. I legit forgot.
Mhm.
I did a party in Toronto back in 2008.
What the party called?
It was at Circa. Do you remember
I
Circa?
read the club, but I
That
wasn't in
was
Toronto
like
then.
multiple floors, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a long weekend. It was me, my brother, and my cousin who had put this thing together. And for some reason, I don't know why we didn't check, but there was a big concert that day. I can't remember. I think it was. Yeah. So I think it was a Drake concert too.
It's
Yeah,
all
see
over.
mistake.
Forget it.
I'm like,
I think I read that Femi. Like, even I know.
so I'm like, wow, what were we thinking? You know? But we still did it. I had my time. I had a good time. But yeah, it didn't go as well as we expected it to. And that place, that venue was expensive too.
Right.
You know, so it's like we just donated
Sorry.
to Circa.
And Toronto venues, they're not forgiving.
They're not.
They will tell you there, and then they'll come and be like, "So, where are your guests?" Like, bro,
Yeah, they're rude like that.
bro, keep like, bro, do you think
They're
I'll
rude
be
like
here?
that.
When you come back next time, they need assurance. So that before you put you, they'll be like, add me to the Eventbrite, whatever
then they will
organization
up the
group,
deposits.
so I can see what is happening.
And they'll tell you, okay, how much have you sold today? Like, oh my god, if you disappoint Toronto venues, forget it.
Yeah, it's
Forget to redeem yourself. Oh my god.
Wow.
I have a friend of mine who did a party, and for some reason I think someone climbed the speakers and damaged the speakers.
Hey.
Till today, every time he goes back to that venue, like, my money for the speakers first before we move anywhere forward. I'm still surprised he got away with it, but yeah.
So wait. So how many people showed up for the event at the end?
I think
It has to be people that couldn't afford Drake tickets.
Or maybe the arena
Shade.
sold out. All the people who could not get tickets are the ones that came.
I think to a point most of them were, but I think maybe like 30
Oh no.
30
Sorry.
to 50.
Hey,
But the
like you
venue took like
said,
150 though, so it was.
you said if only 2 people came, they should have fun, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
30 people came,
They
they
did.
had fun.
That's success.
That's good. It's
It's
good.
crazy. I can't even
It's
remember.
good.
I blocked out my head that much. Man. I don't even. I'm legit thinking like, who did we get to DJ that event? I don't even
You
remember.
wouldn't be calling him now. We check with person guy. No, that's not me. It's not me. It's not me. That's why you call the DJ. No, not me. It's not me. It
They'll
wasn't me.
deny you.
The venue
He's
was
lying.
fine.
It never happened.
Never happened. What? Not me.
Oh my God.
All right, let me change gears a little bit. What's your craziest request or craziest booking or craziest gig you've done so far? I'll start. Last year, this one was last year. This one happened to be last year, man. So I say this thing a lot. I'll MC any event, but that's not necessarily literal. I got asked to MC at a burial.
A funeral.
Oh.
And
Oh my God, over there is 1 week.
the crazy thing is that he was considering.
I started writing material, bro. I started writing.
Did you know anything about the person?
No.
Oh, that's tough. Well, my guy, you can't learn how to cry on the spot now.
No. He was
Right.
he was actually I said, okay, Dre, run me through how you think this will play out in like run me like.
Wait, so you're supposed to go there and make the guests laugh
Exactly.
at a burial?
It was a wake now, so they buried the person. We'll go to the wake.
It's not the time to make people
You
laugh.
laugh and cry. You
No.
both. You do good.
Yo, see,
Please tell us one of your jokes you wrote.
I said I was gonna say this. I'll get on the podium and I'll be like, well, he's dead.
Oh my God.
He dead. There's nothing we can do about it. But anyways, no, I never took that booking though. Yeah, but that was a crazy quick.
Yeah, you actually considered it, and I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. Like, you need to run me through how you think this will play out.
He's dead.
You're probably gonna
Oh my
get
God.
stoned.
You
Like,
get
what do you
fired on the spot. He's dead.
Nah.
No.
Nah. We added that to the list of no-nos.
Femi, what about you? Crazy question.
Me, it's crazy. I don't get a lot of crazy requests. Maybe I don't think they're crazy.
Right.
For me, anything people say, I always like look at it from their perspective and be like, this thing can make sense. Or maybe it makes sense.
Would you DJ a funeral?
What
If I
kind
knew
of
the
song
person-
would you play at a funeral?
That Ghana song.
But you know what's funny? Guys, you know what's funny? Those guys are going to make a killing. Yo, imagine this, right? If I was very extremely wealthy, right, and Corona is done, I'll put it in my will. I'm like, yo, if I die, I need these guys to come and bury me.
Right.
Yes, and carry you on
It's a-
dance.
yes, why not? It's a thing now.
True.
I know you can DJ this song for them.
As in, so I'll have made a playlist for them.
Am I the only one who's baffled?
Really? That's a thing though. Like,
Done.
you see the thing, right? I bet you these guys are getting bookings all over the world right now.
100%.
Most definitely.
They're like, yo, when I
100%.
die, I want these guys to be here.
To my
no matter what it
pallbearers and
costs.
all that.
Get
That's
them.
the way to go out.
Can you
I'm
beat
still
that?
baffled.
The wife will be like,
You know when they say you roll over your groove, you be dancing
Oh,
all over.
hell no.
But you see that dancing thing? It's a thing though. Like even in Nige, right?
Right.
For older people who lived a long life.
The celebration
Carry
of
them and
life
dance, man.
happens. Don't dance with my body. It's very, very simple.
Just
Don't dance with my body. Put me in the ground first. Then go and eat your party jollof and dance. Don't dance with my body.
She might just get up like, what's going on? What's going on?
Can you imagine?
How about you? Any crazy requests?
For me, it's just people who aren't willing to pay me for my efforts and my time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize how much work it takes. And there's an entire scam community that's devoted to influencers. Where they like to take
Let's run it back. There's an entire community.
no,
Scam community.
Devoted to just influencers.
Really?
Because they will pick on brand new influencers, and those are the ones who are super eager for collaborations.
Right.
And they'll say, this is a collaboration, we just need you to pay for shipping. or we just need you to buy the product off Amazon, then review it, then we'll reimburse you your money. Those are always scams. You're not going to get your money back.
I see that.
They're just using you to get small money. That $20 shipping is the actual price of the product.
Wow.
So that's how they target the new influencers. And so for cases like that, or people who message me like, oh, can I get 3 YouTube videos, 1 IGTV, and 15 posts for $50? I'm like, pardon? That one is disrespectful, not necessarily crazy. But it's requests like those that irk me. Right. But I feel like the craziest thing to happen to me as an influencer is really recent, when somebody took my pictures and created an OnlyFans account.
With your images?
Yeah.
You bad like that?
Oh my God.
They took my Instagram. I had recently gone to a hotel, a spa, and they had asked influencers to take pictures of the location. So I was in a swimsuit, and there was a video of me in a swimsuit, and then the phone goes underwater as we're swimming. And so he took that and he was like, free, steamy, saucy material waiting for you on this ratchet ass, raggedy ass Wix website. And I was just like, and he did this to quite a few girls in Calgary. Right. And so I was just up at 1 a.m. getting like 300 DMs like, do you have OnlyFans, sis? Like, is this for real? So that wasn't fun. But we thank God.
Did you figure out who it was?
No, I didn't figure it out, but I talked to Instagram and they took down the page. I talked to Wix, they took down the website. So that was good. Blown. But because I started tagging all these companies like, listen, this is defamation. As soon as they hear legal trigger terms like defamation of character, then they start they're very quick to resolve the situation. Right. So it wasn't fun. It was a very big surprise. And yeah,
I'm sure, like, did your parents see it?
No.
Hi.
Who do you think I am? The first thing I did was, it was a group chat message with my siblings. Block them. Right. Start reporting them now.
Exactly.
It was
crazy.
It was
That
crazy.
is nuts, though.
It was crazy.
That's pretty wild.
Wow.
But yeah.
You're a celebrity.
No, not that one. I'm not Kim K. That's not the kind of celebrity we're trying to be.
I know that's not the type, but that's what I guess up and comers or big celebrities get hassled all the time for stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it was my first negative experience.
It's like those parties where they will use Drake on the flyer and popcorn. Drake is coming through.
appearance, Drake appearance.
And nobody shows up.
Oh my goodness!
I bet that happens a lot in Toronto.
I mean, for me, it was a thing in Nigeria at a point in time, but back in the day, like 08, 09, like we'll put on like the band, Don Jazzy. These guys are probably in London. They're not even in the country. But yeah, man, Mel, what about you? Any crazy requests?
For what? Really, for what?
No, nothing's too crazy.
Has someone ever ordered a whole bunch of food and wanted to pay like dirt cheap for it?
That happens a lot, yeah. No.
There's something
there. Can you help me hide this money? It's not a lot, too. I promise you, it's not a lot.
I do get requests of stuff like, do you think I should, remit this? And like, if you're asking me, then clearly you think you should. But no.
Just asking for a friend.
Yeah. No, nothing crazy. No.
Okay. All right, we'll take that. All right. Yeah, we have someone at the door. Let's see who that is.
My door works the opposite way.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you just listening, we have been joined by a celebrity,
Mr. Aboki Suya himself.
Makes the number 1 suya in the community in Calgary.
And that's on
facts. Western Canada.
Facts.
Oh, sorry.
Like one time I was at a party. It was one of your parties, Femi, and it was the first time I tried Aboki Suya. I started going around to different tables and stealing the suya.
Wow.
It was that good. You turned me into a thief for the night.
The only thing that sucks, you didn't come bearing gifts. That's the only thing.
I know. You could have just sponsored this podcast right now.
But not that many.
It's not too late. It's not too late. Hey! See, the Bible says, "Ask and it shall be given." Ask and you shall receive, my sister.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths don't get fed. That's all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You should come. All of you should come. As you sponsored it, you can do whatever you want.
All right, we're back from that commercial. Make sure you use the code, and I just like saying that there's no code. There's no code. I just like saying that. Make sure you use the code. To get your discount.
Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it.
Aboki_talkative.
Amen.
One.
Period.
No, that's not happening, guys. Yeah, but we're back. So we've got a little package treat. Shout out to the people at Aboki Suya. Premium
The best suya in Western Canada.
Period. That's facts.
Grab yours now.
Facts. Like I said before, it's 22 a thief.
so they came through.
It's
They came
awesome.
through. They say, you know, closed mouths don't get fed, and we spoke and we're being fed.
We're
so
being
I'm just gonna
fed.
pass this around. We do have packs in the background, but just want to just, you know, get a little bit something in them out and get this going. But so shout out to the team at Aboki Suya.
Thank you, guys.
Hadiza, Patrick, the whole group, the whole gang. Thank you. I've been eating this all week since I got here. Like, I still have one in my fridge. But
Let me tell you what I actually like about the suya. I like that, like, you pick one and that's like one bite. You know, like, you know, like half and then you know
drag it.
Yeah, like it's just so it's girl.
They've taken
Bite size.
We've done a serious focus group.
Sorry, Femi, give me 1 second.
Take your time. Don't
They
finish
said
it though.
take one piece and pass it. All right, so while you guys are biting on that, I know it's a little bit spicy, but trust me, for the
Not spicy.
for the cold, I feel like that's what you need.
Exactly,
A little bit
to
of
warm up
heat.
your system.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Leave
yeah.
coffee alone. Have
Sorry, they
suya.
have mouth for the white people. We got you.
This suya hit different. Shout out to Aboki Suya.
So whatever you tell
Suya
man,
slaps.
make sure you hit that Aboki Suya. Before we sort of round it up, I just want to get something. I've had this question. I wrote down this question, so I wanted to get your opinion. I want to know what your DMs look like as DJs, as you know, influencers. You know, me, I've been hearing this thing about like DJs, like you guys, your DMs are always popping. Like we comedians.
I don't know.
So people can enter the parties now. That's the logical explanation. Like you're all fine boys, yes, but those parties are bopping. Those parties they're lit. They're lit.
Like so, okay, for me, percentage, boys and girls, right? Who, when you guys have events coming up, who messages you the most for like free ticket, like wants to get in?
For some reason, I don't think people really
Please
ask
don't
me
say
for
boys.
free ticket.
Your clientele
don't.
is bad. Oh.
They don't. I'm like, I guess it's just how I put myself together, right? What I actually do, I give certain people free tickets.
Right.
You know, every
Don't worry.
year.
Now I know
So
you
what do I gotta do to get on that
Hey, I've
list?
exposed myself.
So now let's talk about it. You have brought it up. You have opened the door. Let's talk about it.
It's done. Don't worry.
What is the criteria to get on this
Don't worry,
list?
I will
This
DM
exclusive
you
guest
going
list.
forward so that you have a girl in your DM.
What
asking
had
for free
happened
tickets.
was, how it happens is
Yeah, what
this,
had happened?
right? I'll explain that. Right? It's like, you know, maybe people that helped out events or some way, some form of fashion, you know, I would always give them and be like, hey,
Right.
help your people out. Give some of your friends too who want to attend,
Right.
that type of thing.
So what do you mean by helping out? What
Maybe
classifies
they
as
promoted
helping
the
out?
event too now. You know, out
Sweet.
of just
My
love
email
of
is
it.
contact@ladiestakennotes.com for any promoting purposes,
Sorry,
so
I'll
I can
DM
get
you.
some free tickets.
I love that.
You feel me?
I have email. I'll DM
I will
you.
send you a DM later to remind
find
you.
me. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
My own has to be like when it's like, so initially when I start an event, right? When I first put out the event, at that beginning point, there's a little bit of, I mean, and maybe all of you can testify, but there's a little bit of like, as an African, you're desperate at that point in the beginning for people to buy tickets. You're like, because Africans, we know they like buying last minute. So you're there. So like when I start,
You
like,
hold your breath till I'm collapsed before they start buying tickets. This is the day of.
so that initial beginning, right? A lot of people hit you up like, bro, this is looking fire, man. I'm coming through. So once my guys hit me, I'm like, if you're coming through, let me know. I got you.
Yeah.
You know, just to sort of ginger. Now my problem is, if I say I got you, then please ask for the ticket. Then don't come at the end. Towards the end of the show, when now all I'm concerned about is the money.
You don't want to get them in.
They don't want the whole. I'm like, bro, the conversation has changed now. Now I'm like, can you pay 20 instead of 25? I'm like, that I'm not.
No, for me, ticket has gone up to 40.
Dre
As my friend.
Oh,
So
he's a nice guy.
he literally
Nice guy,
is
nice
not
guy.
allowed to sell tickets for any of our events.
Wow.
Like he doesn't
True.
touch tickets anymore.
I'm banned.
Because I tell him if you.
I focus on the show.
Okay, we have a question from the
give us 1
audience.
second. I tell him if you go behind my back and you give someone a free, that's coming out from your cut, bro.
Wow.
So
This is no joke, bro.
he's done.
This is no joke. Sometimes I'll do the event, I walk out with $0. And then, wow, he gave it all away.
Bring his receipts. Do you remember when you gave Femi? You now give Abigail. You now give Shade. You now give Patrick. You now give Dija. It's over. That's all your money. Sorry, Patrick, go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, this is based on I and Femi's relationship on this event, because I've come for all these events, whether it's comedy,
Facto.
DJs,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I get my tickets last minute. That's if she's not buying it. Yeah. So now, knowing that I'm a regular person that comes for all your events, won't you put my ticket aside if you have an event?
So wait, Patrick's question is, because he's a regular and he always comes for the party or the events, shouldn't you as an organizer put his ticket aside? Who are you? I didn't see that coming. Well done.
The reason I'm saying this is as Aboki Suya, we have regular customers that order every week, right?
Yeah.
So we plan, this guy is ordering this day, like clockwork. We put his own aside. So no matter what, even though we sell out on the weekend, but this certain day of the week, we have this guy's own aside because he's going to order. We know that. That's what.
So what if he doesn't order that day?
If he doesn't order, then it doesn't.
I feel like the remedy to that as a business owner would be to check in with that person.
Yeah, communication.
Check in with that person like, hey, I know you're a regular. Are you still up for this? And if they say yes, but I'm coming, then I would keep their ticket aside. If there's no follow-up, then business is business.
But you see, one thing I'll even say on my end is I'm very, very strategic with the way I set my tickets anyways. I always leave a little bit of room for the deal because I know people are late. People will always show up last minute. Hey, our people. It's the deal. And they'll not be like, is this sold out? I'm like, bros, it's been out for like a month.
But you did the same thing for Africa Fashion Week, didn't you?
I did.
See, we were talking about this on the break.
Called him out.
Actually, no. Actually, I tried a few days before. Wasn't
Yes, the tickets sold out 3 days before. And I said on my stories, there's no friends and family service.
There wasn't.
So that was one lesson we had to learn. And so the next year we do it, we will have like a surplus. But
I just think that in general, entertainers, we are last minute buyers. Like I myself included, man. Like I don't know. It's as if I'm waiting for this free ticket to fall from somewhere. Like it's as if I'm just waiting that. Oh my God! I'm like, yo, guy, I got you. So I don't be waiting. Then the day before, I'm like, I guess it's not happening.
I'll say this though, like as an event planner, I feel like the struggle that I have is the regulars. Like you have a lot of regulars, a lot of friends. Obviously, you want to do right by them, but when you look at your list, you're not like, hey, okay, my venue is 50. I have 25 regulars. How will I make money?
Yeah,
because people like this over here,
I got you.
and I got you.
I got you.
But if it's no longer buying tickets, you have to take care of your regulars because it's easier to maintain a regular than.
That's what I mean, though. So now half are your regulars, and now you've lost half your income.
Huh?
Yeah, but you've lost half your income because they're not paying shit. You're giving them for free.
No, he's
No,
not
we're not
selling
selling.
you think my regular? I give them
no,
50.
his regulars
Okay,
they pay,
okay,
so he's
okay.
leaving the ticket so they
Oh,
can
in that
pay
case,
later.
then regulars are allowed. They're
That's what he was
accepted.
saying.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what he was
well,
saying.
my bad.
So like, I always
I'm
like.
not saying free shit.
Okay. No, in Toronto, regulars are free.
No,
That's
don't do
the-
that deal.
We don't do that here.
We're moving to Calgary, Dre.
See, look at
Seems like
if
it.
you are supporting me, support me. Don't
Fully
Facts.
would
Oh,
pay
shit.
full
See,
price.
You don't have to buy. If you cannot, I understand. Like, recommend.
Yes.
Support me. Don't
Yes.
ask free. I will give you free when I feel like giving you free.
I like
Yes.
that. Toronto, listen up.
Yes.
Regulars pay.
I beg.
Toronto, come on.
When you asked me for bill this afternoon, how did I quote your bill?
Let's leave that one aside.
No,
I've paid. You know, you quoted me the price and everything.
$30 plus free.
Gotcha.
I don't say you be regular.
Gotcha.
You have to
Shit.
that.
Yes.
Say, give me my
Like,
No, I like that. I like that. Calgary, shout out to Calgary.
just kidding me.
Don't pay me so. In fact, we're editing this. We're editing this clip.
to this clip. Tell Toronto to act right.
Nah.
Nah, not in Toronto, bro.
Nah.
Regulars are free. And then they want to sit at the front. No, you don't pay free. Sit at the front. Come on. Nah.
No.
But like, you know, for even stuff like that, I always make provisions. Like I'll go above and beyond for someone that's my guy. No matter what it is, we'll create a seat for you. We'll build a chair right there. Get you in.
I think it's within.
True.
I think it's within reason. Like,
Hey, Shay, you're going to hold me to this. It's okay.
I think it's within reason. If my guy, like, it depends on the event. Like, if I'm doing like we did Tenny. I did Tenny Windsor. We did Tenny Windsor, and then we helped with promoting Toronto. Obviously, Tenny's right by my side. The show's gonna be sold out. Guy, you're not the only one that I sort of know. We have to do within reason. Like, if you really want it, ask prior. Don't come and call me when everything is all over the place. Like, I have people who call me right before Tenny went on stage. Bro,
My phone is off.
Sonny
Do
is
not
trying to
disturb.
get into the building. You are at that point in time. Sonny is much bigger than you at that point in time.
I bet you guys go through that a lot in Toronto.
Yeah,
Because there's just so many people too, right? And it's like
Burner Boy, for
And you don't
instance.
know who's who, so you're trying to offend people.
Off your phone.
Okay, what did I look?
What do you want to do again now? Really? When?
I will
that's
pick
good.
up.
Don't pick
I will
up.
pick
He
up.
doesn't pick up.
Maybe I was DJing.
Tomorrow I'll message you how far.
Oshé.
How far? What happened?
Oshé.
The only reason we'll pick up is if the show is flopping.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
what you did? Where you did?
It's different. If we show, like, 1 hour into the show, no one is there, you won't get him.
Yeah, man, me, I'll pick up, bro.
Come into it, you see.
I'll pick up. How far you? Where's the traffic? Are you on your way?
But you know, Dre, you guys, Dre and Mel, you can probably relate to this, right? You are an event manager.
Right.
A lot of people do not understand, and you probably have experience with this too, right? Right, Abby, with the fashion show from last year, people don't see the value in it, but you that are doing it, you know the work you're doing in the background, right? So before I even started DJing, I was event managing
Right.
my own events, and I'm like, you know what? Let me start playing. Right, let me start DJing. So I do a lot of work in the background that make things work smoothly.
Right.
People don't see all of that in front, and they should not see it.
Right.
Because if they see it, then there's a problem. Right? So it's all the stuff underneath that just makes everything work smoothly and everybody's happy.
Right. Behind the scenes.
You know what I mean? It's so crucial. That's why till today I'll go to any venue that I've had an event and I'll be like, yeah, this guy's here. Because if you're not doing that with anything you're doing and there's a problem and you don't deal with it, they will resent you for that. Be like, maybe you don't want to work with this person. There was this wala, that wala. You have to be able to handle it quickly and on the spot. Right? So that's why I'm always running around. Even when I'm not DJing, I'm running around dealing with whatever someone's issue is, whatever
Customer
problem.
service.
Exactly.
100%.
Oh shit.
Look at that.
Fact.
All right, before we leave this question, right? We started with how's your DM looking like? So
Oh my god, that's true. How did
we didn't want to skip our beautiful influencer here, who probably has sugar daddies and sugar mummies in her DM. So what's your DM looking like?
My DMs are dry.
You don't start. They've started.
Abdi.
I feel like that's the reason they're dry. Men are intimidated by boss ladies.
They should be.
Yeah, I repel useless men.
As you should.
So
Oh shit.
that's why the DMs are dry. So if you're a reasonable man,
Rich.
DM her.
even then,
No, not reasonable, man. If you're up to standard, that's
Oh shit.
yeah, I feel like you attract what you are, right? And so I don't
She
attract.
said they are intimidated.
Yeah.
So if you're up to standard,
That what you just said. You
intimidated,
attract
true.
what you
that's
are.
your first step.
You attract what you are. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dead. What's the problem?
Never mind.
No, you have to say.
Just give me
What do you think about?
Jay, how your DMs looking?
I'm just thinking about my own DM.
Jay, how your DMs
like
looking?
catfishers are in my own DM. So I'm wondering who I am that I'm attracting catfishers.
Hey, yeah.
No, I mean sometimes there are some people who they believe in shoot your shots 2020. Even though sometimes those ones offend me because it's like, look at me, look at you. Why are you approaching me?
Whoa.
So maybe that's your case. That might be your case. If you're getting catfishers, maybe they're feeling a little bold.
There's like catfish.
Dre, who are you? You should check yourself.
Alright, last question before we get out of here. What do you guys think about like the whole idea of like, I mean, you're an influencer, you're a DJ, and you know you've been in the event industry, about like entertainers dating entertainers or people dating entertainers and what the experience is like. Like, I mean, I want to start with you because you're a DJ and there's a lot of stigma around like
DJs, eh?
there's a lot of stigma around like DJs and dating. Like what is
DJs named Femi and Baby?
There's a lot of
Like Fuckboy 2.0.
wow. I don't know them more. Those guys are terrible.
But you know the funny thing?
Terrible.
The DJs in Calgary that named Femi and Toby are actually stand-up guys.
Please, be quiet over there.
Patrick, tell them.
Patrick,
It's a good thing he does not have a microphone.
We'll send you home.
It's a good thing does not have a microphone. Let's leave that one.
Let's
Let's
awesome
edit
guy.
that part.
Edit that part
See the
out.
Toby that we have here as a DJ, he's one of the best human beings you ever meet.
Would he say the same thing about you?
Yeah, to an extent, yes.
Yo, what he has done, like, as a guy,
Yes.
I aspire to have that strength to do it.
Yeah.
That is...
All this
Facts.
wash.
No, it's
Please,
true. It's
that my mic.
it's deep.
No, forget. If you know,
It's
you
deep.
know.
Oh yeah, carry on. How's your DMs looking?
So what had happened was, so the way I go about my life is just to be honest and be real. Don't play games.
Right.
I don't play games with people. I tell people
Boys,
how it
are
is.
you listening? Say it again to him. Say it again to them.
Don't play games. Just be who you are.
Period.
And people will accept you for who you are. Or
Period.
Not.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If they like you, they'll like you anyway. And you're being honest. You're not bullshitting. You're
Right.
not playing games. Just be real. That's the best way. Like, I don't know how. I think some people.
Okay, but like, what is honest?
Be real. Tell them exactly whatever you're doing. If you're doing something with someone and whatever you're doing, just be honest. Don't play games.
Okay, but wait. I think we're going off topic a little bit. Okay. So, what's your opinion on like? I'm gonna as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Would you rather date another entertainer,
Yes.
or would you date a non-entertainer?
Probably someone that's a non.
Why?
They don't have your time. They don't have your time. They're busy. Where you gonna
So wait,
find-
entertainers are not busy?
No, I'm like
Shit.
they're busy. So I would prefer a non-entertainer if someone who's not in there. So people are busy. You two are busy. So you would never see each other.
So. Question
You don't
from
believe
the
that?
audience.
Question from the
Audience, go ahead.
So, what about the doctor?
Oh, that's even same
No,
thing.
say you non-entertainer. Doctor is non-entertainer.
I'm offended because I consider myself a non-entertainer, and I'm fucking busy.
Okay, no, so I feel like it depends on the person that you are. If you are a busy person, the person you want is a busy person, you have to become a busy person. Because if that person is busy and you're not busy, then you start to get clingy and
That's
it's like
true,
you're not
that's
getting the
true.
amount of love. But if the two of you are busy,
busy.
then you both appreciate the time that you spend together.
That's risky.
Why?
Because if you miss out on the fundamentals of your relationship,
That's where communication comes in. That's where talking and being on point on what everything is, right?
hardest part of any relationship.
100%.
I think we should give Patrick a mic because
There's no
I read,
stress, like,
Patrick, come and sit close to a mic. Because that's facts. The communication.
You know, you know one thing I'll say. It's also like you said, right? Abby? It also boils down to the person, right? Like for me, I am not clingy at all. So I can't see myself being with someone that is clingy. Could it work? Could it shisha? It can't work.
But I have a question. You can't
Yeah.
control who you fall in love with.
Hey!
That's where the
Buzz
communication
boost.
comes in.
this is why he's here.
Fact. Ramadan is different too. You can fall in and out of love real quick. Real quick. For me, it's like, you know, if it just doesn't work, if you're too clingy and you need too much of my time, it can't.
See, that's why you have to find a busy person. Or you have to compromise and make time for that person if they're worth it.
For me, I feel like
This is
it's a double-edged sword. Like there are pros and cons. Like as an entertainer, if you did an entertainer, you understand like the industry, you understand your business. You know, there isn't that element of jealousy where, you know, as a DJ, you have girls all over you. And
yeah,
you know, and your girl kind of understands, okay, it's just a business, like they want free ticket or whatever. But also as a non-entertainer, you're not really in that industry. You're kind of like, what's going on? But also, you know, they're able to like compliment you another way. They're able to like, I guess, not always have entertainment conversations with you.
Of course.
And all that. Personally, I'm a non-entertainer, so I would choose an entertainer because I feel like I'm boring and I need someone, you know, to force me to go out and force me to go to parties kind of thing.
But I feel like that's like 1% of being an entertainer. That's where the busy part comes in, because there's so much behind the scenes of being an entertainer that will also take them away from you. So that's why it's important. I feel like it's their personality, where I'm a very, very boring person. Like I said this when I came in. I stay in my house. I don't do much. So being with an entertainer, they would balance me out. And they would force me to try new things because they're super outgoing. You know what I mean? So if two boring people are just looking at each other, that's not going to work. There's this TikTok going around where they said the most steady relationships are made up of one boring person and one crazy person. You need the two to come together.
What I feel sometimes happens, one person influences the other, and then they could both become boring.
According to what she said, communication always plays a key part. So because so many people fuck themselves into a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if before you know you guys are falling for yourself and you have that conversation, this is my life, this is what I do, this is what is going to happen, go and think about it. But if she only makes that decision to go in, right, and at the end of the day she finds out that she's jealous, then
you signed the contract now.
Yeah, like I told you exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, you're also dealing with a human being, so feelings change. That's where communication comes in too, where my feelings have changed. I'm feeling jealous. Then you have to decide: is this person worth comforting, or should I throw it to the curb?
Now that's the hardest part of communication in a relationship.
Exactly.
Because how will you tell your partner that?
Hey.
It's very easy now.
It's more of the way you say.
Yeah.
I feel
say I'm jealous. Either you say you're jealous or you act up a little bit and then they figure it out.
That's why it's relative, because
boys never figure out shit.
Yeah.
That's why it's relative, because if your partner is emotionally immature, how is he going to take you are jealous?
That's another thing.
Exactly.
Stay clear of emotionally mature men. First of all.
But those are the ones that do the most at the beginning of the relationship.
You see, it's a balance. You see, emotionally immature man, that's setting yourself up for a lot of pain.
Dre has led this conversation. I got lost.
So Dre, what's your opinion? Would you rather, as an entertainer, date an entertainer or a non-entertainer?
I want someone who's entertaining.
You're trying to find a loophole here. There's no loophole.
Is this someone who's entertaining or someone that can entertain you?
I think we have left this conversation.
No, it's someone who's entertaining. I think just someone who's open to your crazy ideas, who can listen to you and be like, okay, I can see some sense in that. Not someone's like, I don't get it, because I don't get it. So it's like, how are we gonna communicate? Because I want you to like some of the things that I'm doing, and if you can't get behind that, then.
So you want someone who will be open to all your ideas?
No. We as entertainers, we sometimes think more than ourselves. We think crazy thoughts of all the time.
That's right.
You'd have to be answering me right back, like real quick. Give space before you answer. All right, man. I just want to, wrap up this, and I just want to. What are your closing thoughts? I don't even know what closing thoughts are, because
we've covered so much.
One thing I'll say is I can kind of tell all of us here are very like visual people. Like you can see things in your head very clearly. You can imagine things. You can project forward. You, Drake, can do that. Mel, Patrick, like. From the conversations we had, right? Because there's so much planning that goes into a lot of the work that y'all do individually. And I'm just listening like, wow, this is amazing. Like, look at all the effort that went into it, right? You would not be doing all those things if you could not see what it's lead to. So
Right.
I'm gonna shout you all out for that. That's dope.
Appreciate that.
I was saying at the restaurant yesterday that I'm proud of my friends. These guys were telling me that I'm washing them. I'm actually proud of.
He's washing and setting.
I'm actually proud of the people I know because most of the people I know are doing something on the side that also inspires me not to give up.
Go ahead.
I
think I aspire to make this good suya. Let's keep inspiring you.
Okay. Let's start with this couch. I was there when this guy started.
Fact.
I was there when the Carol started. He gave me my first event. My first event was his first event. That was our first event. I was there.
That's a dope friendship.
I knew you before talkative.
Facts.
I knew you before talkative.
Facts.
True of us.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
Then the other ones that never I can even list Engineers Bakery, Bevel Plexus.
You know the plug all these people. You start plugging them.
So what I'm saying is that I am proud of my friends. I'm proud to have the people that I have around me that keep on inspiring me to be. Yeah, because we all grow together. Hashtag we all grow together. That's a fact. We don't grow alone. We grow together.
Yes.
That is a fact.
100%.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I think we just end on this, like, as an influencer, what would you say to people who are trying to start this business, or as a community that you're in, what would you want to say? Just sort of wrap it up.
Just start now.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, it's going to become a $10 billion industry. So don't think it's oversaturated. Start. There's enough space for everybody, and I will support you. There's a very supportive community here, and so just start and keep going. We got you.
It's not a competition.
No, it's not.
Supportive community in Calgary. Because according to his sign, in his side, they want free stuff.
We in Calgary will support you.
Femi,
We will support you with whatever you need.
When it comes to people trying to get into the industry, whether it's event planning, DJing, or just connecting, networking, what would you?
You need to go out and meet people.
Right.
Meet people, get to know who they are.
I mean, it's COVID. It's COVID.
Well, not well with COVID.
Book a Zoom call. Yeah.
Zoom call. FaceTime.
Zoom call.
Voice notes.
Voice notes. Steady sending them. But get to know people, understand what they do, and then you know what? There's never a perfect time to do something. In this life. There's never a perfect time.
You're definitely right. I think that's, sorry, but to cut you, but that's what held me back for a long time for the things I did. Like, I always thought it was a perfect time. And my people would tell me, no, guy, just drop this. Like, once upon a time, I sat on a lot of stuff, like content, like projects. I sat on so many things. I mean, obviously, I can't put them out because they're outdated, but I just imagine, what if I'd done that then? So I definitely feel that point. That resonates with me, man. There's no time to just, even like with this podcast, like, I've been sitting on this idea, no jokes, for at least a year and a half.
Wow.
No jokes. So imagine I started a year and a half ago.
Wow, look at that.
I went back and forth with so many, she can tell you, we'll be arguing in the car,
we're doing podcasts in the car to ourselves. Not kidding.
So that point resonates with me for sure. Mel, as someone who works all everywhere, business, event planning, cooking.
I'll say this: I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm an intrapreneur. So
please define that.
What that means is,
define that.
I'm not interested in starting my own business, but I'm interested in taking your business to the next level.
That's dope.
Love
That's
that.
such a
Badass.
deep.
I love that.
That is dope.
I think we got end.
We grow together.
I think we can just end on that.
So I mean, everyone feels the pressure of being an entrepreneur and starting their own business, but I'm just saying you don't have to find what you're good at. If it's supporting somebody else or taking someone else's idea and making it better, do that. But yeah, new love and new respect for Calgary. Good to meet you guys.
Yeah, this was such an interesting couch of
nice.
people.
Yeah, it's a great couch.
My final words will be: please subscribe, follow, listen,
I like.
Comment. Well, real quick, I just want to say thank you all. I'm a big fan of what all of you are doing. I'm just going to give you flowers while you guys are still here, and I respect it. That we had a conversation behind the scenes, and what she does, it's floored me. You know what I'm saying? You Femi, you started DJing 2 years ago, bro.
Thanks, man.
That's crazy.
I could never tell. That's amazing.
I'm like a decade. I'm thinking it's like a decade in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, guys. You guys are so awesome.
But this guy is not. He's not a technician. He's a businessman. This guy think he's a technician. He's not a technician. He's a businessman. He's a businessman.
Real quick, shout out to the behind the scenes crew, Lola. He's not here right now, but shout out to Lola. Shout out to Shadi for behind the scenes. We've got DJ in the house as well. Appreciate y'all. Once again, this is BackYardBAnts. Please make sure you check out our content. We've got previous episodes. Please subscribe, like, comment, do that fun stuff, and get in touch with us if you want to get in touch with us. I'm in the city of Calgary. I'm a gracious host. I go by the name Mr. Dre, and I've got the beautiful
Ladies Take Notes.
Please follow Ladies Take Notes. We're going to put all that shenanigans in there. We don't need to spell it out. We're going to type it out. And you
Ladies Take Notes.
Gotcha. And
Aboki.Suya.
Number one.
Shout out to all my fans. You know who it is.
And check out Ikera Sound on Instagram, YouTube now, Twitch, all over the place.
Worldwide. Global. All right. Signing out. Peace out. Have a great time. Bye.
When you